Yeah, we pretty much all know how bad Disney has been doing recently with all of their live actions. And also, now compare this to Sony. Their live action and animated movies have pretty much always been good, excluding a lot of sequels. But besides that, they've just been getting better and better over the years, while Disney has been getting worse and worse. Just take a look at the difference between old Disney and here's new Disney. This is the same movie, but just way worse. Now here's old Sony and new Sony. So why is Sony getting better and better while Disney is getting worse and worse? So first, let's take a look at Disney's standpoint. Disney started making movies in 1937, starting with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which now has a horrible live-action remake, and over the years they made better and better animated movies. These were all super successful, but after 56 years, Disney made their first sequel, which showed that Disney was running out of ideas. These sequels continued and some were decent, but this wouldn't work long term. So in 1996, Disney sealed their fate. They did this by making this live action movie, and they kept doing this over the years. Some of these movies were actually pretty good, and I personally liked the 101 Dalmatians live action more than the original. But they couldn't keep this up forever. Eventually, when Disney realized what they were coming to, they decided that they needed more. So in 2009, they bought Marvel for $4 billion, and in 2012, they bought Star Wars for another $4 billion. For the next couple of years, things were good enough. But after a couple of years, things were being dragged on and had to come to an end. So Marvel produced Avengers Endgame, and Star Wars produced Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Endgame made it difficult for the Avengers franchise to continue, and The Rise of Skywalker got pretty bad reviews. So at this point, Disney had no reliable franchises to work off of, which pretty much guaranteed their downfall. And for the next 6 years, Disney severely struggled with their movies, and their only good ratings were the Sony Spider-Man side of the Marvel. So in a desperate effort, the movie Wish was released in 2023, which was another flop. Trust me, you'd never want to watch that thing. It's absolutely garbage. And since then, Disney has only done live-action remakes, which were also all horribly rated. Okay, so this is the part where I shamelessly market my channel. This is my first time doing this type of video, so if you like it, then you should definitely go subscribe and like, so I can know to make more. And if you have any other matchups you want to see, go ahead and comment them, and I'll probably reply soon. Now let's look at Sony. The first ever Sony movie was Open Season in around 2006. This movie was a hit in the box office with its simple animation and also being pretty funny, and it showed promise for the company. Over the years, Sony made these, and if you don't recognize these, you really missed out on some peak movies when you were younger. Now, in the beginning, the animated Sony movies didn't really have good ratings, but they did do something different. Every single movie had different animation style. This severely helped differentiate between the two. For example, look at these two movies. None of their dimensions are the same and they look so different. Honestly, I could never really tell where they were from because of that. But doing this made it so everyone could enjoy at least one of their movies. The animation quickly got better and better under new management and a lot of experience. And when I say a lot of experience, I mean a lot of experience. Now, they did gain most of this experience by shooting decent movies and sequels for about 10 years. But on December 1st, 2018, that's when the animation world changed forever. Sony just released the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and announced a trilogy. This movie was absolutely stunning and combined a ton of animation styles. The movie then proceeded to win an Academy Award for the Best Animated Feature and a ton of amazing reviews and a ton of money. It also placed itself into the Hall of Fame for one of the best movies ever. It was so good that I rewatched it 4 times in a day. After the movie came out, people were ecstatic for the sequel, which is extremely rare for movies to pull off, looking at a lot of sequels. But after 5 years and over 100 people quitting, which is a story for another day, the sequel came out, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. In this movie, the animators truly outdid themselves. The scenes were absolute eye candy and it was somehow even better than the original. The only complaint I had is that it ended on a cliffhanger. Along with the new movie bringing together fans, it also did something unexpected. It brought together the hip-hop community. Producer Metro Boomin played a big role in the movie by creating most of the music and bringing together many artists to perform, creating debatably the best movie soundtrack of all time. Now, after this major success in both reviews and in the box office, people were patiently awaiting the ending to the trilogy and it was delayed. Oh, it was delayed again. Why does it keep getting delayed? Oh, I understand it now. Well, this was unexpected. Out of nowhere, Sony released a movie called K-pop Demon Hunters, which matched the Spider-Man animation and plot, and was another two-part series. The songs in the movie quickly topped the Spotify charts, which was unsurprising. They were actually really good, worth listening to. Now, this movie increased the anticipation for Sony and left us desperately wanting more. Now, all we can do is wait and see what they cook up for the coming years. In conclusion, Disney gained growth through their original iconic themes over the years, but with a mix of overconfidence and running out of ideas, they lost their touch. Sony, however, maintaining no themes and creating original movies throughout the years, they have a greater chance of lasting compared to Disney. Therefore, Sony wins this battle.